So today we are going to talk to you about pulling your credit and being concerned about a hard pull when it comes to real estate, purchasing real estate, selling real estate. You can use this in general in regards to hard pulls when you're purchasing cars and things like that. So it's just going to be a general information in that regard. But I am a real estate agent here, team leader in the Las Vegas, Nevada area. So I'm going to lean it a little bit more towards the real estate side of things. And also, after we talk to you about the hard credit, we're going to talk to you about a strategy that a lot of my friends and clients and people like that use when it comes to protecting themselves and around their credit. So stick with us to the end of the video to hear about that great tip and the strategy in that regard. But as we always like to say on our channel, let the show begin because we are getting after it right now. So today, in regards to hard pulls, when it comes to talking to our clients with real estate, one of the biggest concerns that we hear from our clients that are preparing to purchase a property, they sometimes have to fix certain things on their credit. So they're stating they're doing some repairs, or for some people, they're working actually with some credit repair companies. Don't necessarily suggest doing that, but at the same time, if you are going to do something like that, one of the biggest things I really want you guys to hear is this. If you are going to decide to do something like that, please make sure you reach out to your local professional real estate agent. They can connect you to a lender, mortgage person, whomever that may be, and then that person will be able to help you with a strategy that's going to help you decide what's best to attack or look at on your credit report. Because sometimes you may be paying for a bill or taking care of a bill and you think that's going to be the thing that's going to increase your credit score, and it may not do any of that. So we want to make sure you're talking to the right professionals, doing the right things that you need to do in order to move your credit score forward in the manner that you want it to do to get you to that credit score. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, before you make a decision about using a credit repair place, make sure you reach out to myself, reach out to your trusted lender, your trusted agent in your area. Talk to them about what you want to do. And again, they'll connect you to someone that will be able to put together a great strategy for you to make sure you're doing and looking at this in a strategic manner and getting you to the points and the numbers and scores that you're looking for. So that's the first thing. Talk to your professionals. Secondly, in regards to a hard pull, I was really hoping to have one of our lenders online with us today. Two of them, it's just that time of the month where people are doing a lot with their loans, getting their loans closed, and they're having to close them towards the end of the month, so we couldn't necessarily pull them out to do this. But really quickly, when it comes to those hard pulls, did ask my clients or my lenders these questions. In regards to you doing a hard pull, how much does it affect your credit score when you do a quote hard pull? Now, I got two answers from two different lenders. First lender told us it probably doesn't affect you any more than about 5 points. Now, again, these credit scores, as far as what it affects your hard numbers, that 5 was the number I elevated it to. I elevated it to a 5. Most of my lenders were telling me it's 0 to 3 points in regards to what it would do as far as affecting your scores when you do a hard pull. Now, if you do a hard pull on the first of the month and all of a sudden you do a hard pull a month and a half later, yeah, you're going to get two different effects to your credit scores, but you want to make sure you're doing it within that window. So hopefully those two things really help out and help you guys understand that. So if you're truthfully concerned about a hard pull and if it's going to drop your score and all those different types of things, you want to make sure you're being strategic about when you do these hard pulls. If you're going to do a hard pull, this is the second question I asked them. If you're going to do a hard pull, does it matter the time frame when you do your hard pulls if you do it with multiple people? So both of these lenders agreed that you really want to do it within that 30-day window. If you're going to be looking for your mortgage, getting yourself qualified, getting yourself pre-approved, you want to do those pulls for your credit within that 30-day window. I'm going to suggest tightening it up even more and get you more to like a 7-day window, a 14-day window. If you know you're going to be talking to a couple of lenders and all those different types of things, we want to make sure you're doing those pulls with those 2 lenders, with those 3 lenders, whomever it may be, during that short window of time. Sure, the professionals, the lenders, or the mortgage people told me it's usually around that 30-day window. I'm going to suggest to you do it around 7-14 days to really make sure that you have it tightened up and you're ready to go. So do it within that same time frame, and it will act as if it's one pull. It won't affect your scores like 5 points on one and then 5 points on another. Credit scores do not, or hard pulls, do not drop your scores as much as you think. And you definitely want to make sure you're doing these pulls as far as talking to a mortgage person, getting yourself pre-approved within a very short window of time, so it can act like one sort of inquiry in that period of time. Again, the mortgage people were saying about 30 days. I'm going to suggest to you, do it around 14 days, and I think you'll really be safe in that sense. Now, the second thing that I really want to talk to you guys about, other than being concerned about those hard pulls, again, very important, but at the same time, I don't think it's necessarily as much as most people think, or doesn't weigh on you as much as most people think out there. Second thing we want to talk to you guys about today is going to be what's called freezing your credit reports, or freezing your ability to be able to go out and get loans and all those different types of things. Why would we suggest to you to freeze your credit? Well, there's some pros and there's some cons to what's called freezing your credit. First, we'll talk to you about a couple of the pros in regards to freezing credit. What freezing credit basically does is stop you or someone else from being able to open up different credit cards, different credit lines in your name. So if you have your accounts frozen, and those accounts could be with those 3 credit reporting agencies, Experian, Equifax, and then TransUnion, you will, in regards to how you go on and do you actually freeze your accounts, you can do 2 things. You can go online to freeze them, or you can call them from their websites, and you can ask for your accounts to be frozen. Now, again, this is going to be a pro in the sense of it does stop anyone from being able to get your information, open up credit accounts, credit lines, and all those different types of things in your name. Sometimes you can have these things going on, and all of a sudden you go to do something and you don't know what this particular thing is about because someone, got your identity and they open up these accounts. So it definitely helps in that sense as well. Now, some of the cons in the sense of freezing your credit is that, sometimes it may feel a little inconvenient when you go to, maybe when you really want to open up a credit a line. You may want to open it up and you have to go and turn around and unfreeze the account, and then you have to come back and reapply or whatever it may be, and then you have to reclose it up. So that can be a little inconvenient. And depends on how often you're opening these credit cards, credit lines, and all those different types of things. Also, I guess in the sense of some cons when it comes to freezing your account is the simple fact that when you do freeze your account, it gives you a little bit of a false sense of, nothing could ever happen to me as far as identity theft or someone falsely opening up credits. Now, this does help tremendously in regards to someone being able to open up credit lines and credit cards. It does not stop it completely. Could something happen? Sure, we can't give you that. And before I continue on, guys, I just want to make sure that you guys do realize this as well. I am not a financial advisor. I am not acting like a financial advisor. I'm not giving you that input, but I'm giving you this input just from experience in regards to me being a professional real estate team leader, having worked with hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of our clients in regards to what they have done with their credit, how they've used their credit, how they have basically kept their scores private and been able to keep their credit history private as well. Some people do have some concerns when it comes to freezing their report. They're wondering and they're questioning whether or not freezing their report is going to affect their credit scores. And no, it does not affect your credit scores. Your credit score still can do whatever it does, but it does not affect your credit scores when you freeze it during that particular time. You still can actively build your credit. You can still actively making sure you're taking care of all of your different kind of loans and payments and all those types of things, and you're still building your credit over that time. So no, it does not affect your score just because you freeze your account. You just basically allow yourself to not be a little bit more victim to the possibility of someone stealing your ID or stealing your identity and going and opening accounts and different things like that. And when it comes to freezing your report, you're going to have some information. You're going to have things, of course, like your social security card. You may have to have a utility to prove that you are at a particular address, something to that effect. You may have to have ID or whatever those things are. Each different reporting agency is going to have their different requirements in a sense. So definitely make sure you have those vital things as far as your ID and being able to prove who you are when it comes to freezing your reports as well. Now, an added benefit in regards to freezing your credit is this thought process. For those of you that have children, some people may not think about this, but this is something that we have suggested to our clients as well. Freeze your child's credit scores or their credit reporting and everything else. Unfortunately, there are situations out there where people have taken advantage of children's credit reports or children's scores. It's shady. It's ridiculous. It's whatever. but people do it. Just realize that can happen. So I would say to protect not only your child, yes, they may be 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever it may be, but trust me, sometimes people find these young folks' information and they open things in their account for whatever reason. We use their social security number, whatever it may be. And all of a sudden when your child turns around and they're 19, 20 and they're starting to apply for maybe their first credit cards and things like that, they find they already have history in a negative manner. So I would suggest, look into this, but think about definitely freezing even your child's credit in regards to keeping that protected and everything else. Those are some of the things that we want you guys thinking about today in regards to credit. Just the simple thing of, when you think about the hard pulls, please make sure that you're reaching out to us. When you think about doing things like protecting yourself online, and making sure you're not putting too much information out there, definitely we don't want our social security numbers and things like that, but we have so much of our information out there right now because of social media. But make sure you're protecting yourself. And freezing your credit is actually a very good thing. You walk into whatever stores, department stores, Saks Fifth Avenue, whatever, Walmart, whatever you walk into, and they're like, oh, would you like to open up a credit card and save 10 more percent? This stops you, helps you with that discipline of not opening up these accounts. So definitely consider it. Do not allow yourself to go down that road. When you're saving up for big things and everything else, maybe open up your credit, every quarter, check into it. I would say definitely check into your credit report annually, and you can definitely get that for free. And I think it's freecreditreport.com where you can go there. I'll double check that. But we'll have the right information down here on the bottom where you can get your free credit report. Make sure you're also not just relying on things like the credit score apps and all those different types of things. You want to make sure that it's truthfully being pulled from all three of those accounts, from TransUnion, from Equifax, from Experian. You want to make sure you're getting the most updated, most professional inquiries into your credit. Do not allow these apps to sometimes misguide you, because you can walk in. I've seen many people do this with our mortgage lenders. They're walking in, they think they have like a 700 or 800 or whatever it may be, and then the lender pulls and they actually find something more and different on those reports. So please make sure, yes, use the apps. It helps, gives you a guide. But again, talk to the mortgage lenders, talk to us, make sure you're reaching out to us and all those kind of good stuff. And we can definitely help you get the true number in regards to where your credit is. So again, I hope this has been helpful. If you need any more information about credit hard pulls and all those different types of things, please reach out to us. When it comes to you, especially purchasing a property here in the Las Vegas area, we would love to be of assistance. And we will see you in the next video.